Hello, everybody. I'm Daniel Kelly, former NFL scout, here to talk about quarterbacks Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance, and why they will continue to look like a bust throughout the 2022 NFL season. Of course, I was the only voice in America that said these three quarterbacks would be a bust prior to the 2021 draft when their respective teams took them 1, 2, 3, of course, in that draft itself. How did they fare in 2021? Well, according to ESPN.com, Trevor Lawrence had 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Zach Wilson had 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. And Trey Lance had 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the 3 games that he played in. How does that stack up against the rest of the league? And how did they stack up against the rest of the league as far as ESPN's QBR system they developed back in 2011? Well, Trevor Lawrence finished number 28 with ranking with a QBR of 33.5. Trey Lance finished number 29 with a rating of 33.4. And Zach Wilson finished number 30 in the league with a QBR of 28.2. So not too good is the moral of the story. What's also interesting and telling me about my pre-draft scouting reports, you can go check them out at NFLDraftDiamonds.com. Prior to when they were ever selected, everything that these three quarterbacks struggled with on the field last season, I documented in my pre-draft scouting reports. You can check them out if you type in on Google Daniel Kelly, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Kelly, Zach Wilson, and Daniel Kelly, Trey Lance. Maybe the most interesting and funny thing is in my Trey Lance report, which I gave him a UFA grade, I said he would probably be a good scout team quarterback. And of course, Lance went on to win Scout Team of the Week honors for the 49ers, according to Niners Wire USA Today. So that was kind of funny. In 2022, you can expect all three of these quarterbacks, Lawrence, Wilson, and Lance, again to look like busts. Why? Because they all have the same unfixable problems they had prior to being selected by their teams in 2021. Let's unpack them and take a look at what these issues are. Number one, Trevor Lawrence, okay? He can throw the ball short and he can throw it deep, but he struggles at the intermediate level of the field. Why? Because in college, when he threw intermediate passes, he could throw those passes after the receivers made their break. But you can't do that and make a living in the National Football League. You have to be able to throw the ball before the receivers make their break. And not only that, but so he can throw the short passes. He struggles at the intermediate level, and he doesn't have the horsepower at wide receiver, the receivers that can take a top off a defense in Jacksonville that he needs. So look for this modern-day Jeff George to continue to struggle in Jacksonville in 2022. Number two, Zach Wilson tends to hold the ball too long, and he lacks the instincts to play the position of quarterback in the National Football League. And no matter what GM Joe Douglas does, as far as acquiring players, he can't compensate enough and fix that. And of course, the Jets got hammered in their schedule. They're going to be facing 9 out of 10 in the first weeks of the schedule. They're going to be playing prolific offenses, and that's going to be a problem. And also, Joe Douglas did not address the offensive tackle position the way he needed to this offseason. Wilson's not really sure of what he's seeing downfield, and he lacks the confidence to pull the trigger when he needs to, which is a problem. The Jets, of course, and their scouting staff, I don't know what they were looking at. They should have known better than taking a soft personality kid and bringing him to New York. And also, they should not have been enamored with these big numbers that Zach Wilson put up at BYU when he was playing against a cream puff schedule that season. Look for Zach Wilson to continue to struggle in 2022, provided he makes it out alive and uninjured with this type of situation they have at offensive tackle. Number three, Trey Lance, he lacks the confidence. Bottom line, there's nothing Kyle Shanahan can do about this. I could see it in Trey Lance's eyes during his pro day even. He gave off such a lethargic energy during that pro day. And I charted every single play that Trey Lance had preseason and regular season for the 49ers. And here's the bottom line. Listen, folks, Trey Lance was 30% converting third downs in the preseason, 29% converting third downs in the regular season. And there's no way in God's green earth can Kyle Shanahan, in good faith, as a head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, put a kid under center who's 29% on third downs, because that would be the worst third down conversion rate of the National Football League over the last 5 years, and it would translate to like a 6-11 record for the San Francisco 49ers. Shanahan may get fired. There's no way he can do that. Plus, Lance had 31 runs against those 3 games he played against Arizona, Seattle, and Houston. Most of them not by design, meaning he held the ball too long. He was uncertain of what he was seeing downfield, and the bottom line, he's way over his head, and so are the 49ers. 49ers, who sold their future for this guy, they're in over their heads too. Lance was 50% at the intermediate level and only 33% at the deep level of the field. Listen, Trey Lance is a glorified option quarterback who can average 5.1 yards running. He's not Michael Vick. And look for Lance to continue to ride the bench this season for the San Francisco 49ers, and it's how it's going to turn out. Thank you for watching, everyone, today.